So, John, what kind of game would you like to play right now?
Play Texas Hold'em, come on, it's fun.
Yeah.
No limit Texas Hold'em?
Texas Hold'em, no limits.
I'll tell you what we can do. Put $500 in for the ante first. All right, so what's the difference between a regular album and an acoustic album?
The other one's louder. This is a lot more intimate. It's not an acoustic record, it's an eclectic record. I think at the outset it was meant to be an acoustic record, as we've been credited with starting the unplugged idea. But it turned into complete rearrangements of the songs with different instrumentation, a way of presenting a greatest hits in a new form. So it's more of an eclectic presentation.
Okay, you want to call?
So I can put another 1,000 in.
1,000 calls.
Calls it.
All right, you ready?
We're all in.
What we're going to do, there we go. The producer's name is Patrick. Was he involved in a project?
Yeah, Pat Leonard is best known for his work with Madonna and Elton, Bryan Adams, Brian Ferry. We enlisted his help during the course of the project, really to complete a body of work. Unbeknownst to us, when he did come in and get involved, we started the whole project over again. He was a real valuable asset to how the whole record turned out. Great producer.
All right, guys, this is the last card, okay? This will be the last betting round. It's up to you, David.
Drek.
Glad my career is a lot more successful in my card game. I'm out.
How about $2 grand? Probably got like 4 somethings.
I'm into that 2 and right.
Oh, boy. 2 more to you there.
So when you were making the album in the studio, what kind of vibes did you have in the studio?
It's a lot like Texas Hold'em. You didn't know what was coming next. That's the magic of it. It was so wonderful to let go of what was for the sake of what will be. And we challenged ourselves to not just present our fan base with the existing hits as they were, which is very typical of the record business. Christmas time, people put out greatest hits and stick a new song on it. And we reinvented these songs, and I think the greatest compliment that Richie's been saying all along that makes the most sense is that we broke them down to what the core of their being were, which were great songs. And no matter how you represent them, they take on a whole new life now, and people are reacting to that.
Richie, can I see your cards? A pair of aces and a pair of jacks.
Yow! Yow!
I like when they stand up and they do this.
So with all those changes, what was the biggest surprise?
Biggest surprise is that they're actually putting 2,000 in, I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
I think every song was a surprise. They're all retooled. It's just pretty amazing after doing the songs for so many years and so many times that they're completely different and they live in that new light.
I think that what we've done that's differentiated us from a lot of our peers is the constant reinvention throughout the years and the flexibility that we've shown. We sort of, by accident, created what is now called Unplugged. We were doing an MTV show in 1989, and if you can imagine, the front row was Madonna and Bob Seger and David Lee Roth and all our peers. And to get any of those other artists to stand up and stand on their seats and cheer and yell when you're on MTV, and it's going to be very difficult to do. And we're not a production-style band that's going to do something like Madonna in the big dresses, you know, when she comes out on the MTV Award. So what we did is we went to the award show and set out with 2 acoustic guitars, and just Richie and I went out there barefoot, literally barefoot, and played Living on a Prayer and Wanted Dead or Alive for the ushers. Ed said, "You pick it." And Dick Clark, who was producing the show, said, do both of them. It sounds so great. So we did. It sort of went over okay. We left, thought that the night was done. But the next day in the papers, that's all anyone was talking about. On the news broadcast, that's all they were talking about. MTV started a series then called Unplugged, and a lot of people had a lot more success doing a lot more with the format than we set out to do. But because of that, and because of albums like Crush, the evolution of the band over the last 20 years has been something that's kept us not only alive, but thriving. And that's why we're still here.
Did you discover anything new about your old songs?
$500?
Yeah, I'm in for that. How much? 500? 500. Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, the fact that you did all the songs that we've done in the past in a certain way and be able to let your hair down and kind of enjoy it in a whole different spectrum as far as rhythms and melodies and polyrhythms, and reinvent the songs. It made the whole thing probably a pleasure to do, and that's why I think it went so quickly as well.
Rich,
Put it in. Here we go.
it's whatever you want to bet.
500 to you, T.
So after completing these new songs, what was your first reaction?
I raised it 500.
I felt that I didn't care about how it did commercially. I thought artistically it was a great accomplishment. And we're not working the record. We're not doing press. We're not doing the TV shows. We're not touring it. And that said, it stands as a piece of art to us. It's not about commerce. And in this day and age, so much about the record business is commerce. We've been around for 20 years and sold 100 million albums, and we don't really want to play that game with those people anymore. So we do it on our own terms, and to us it's a step in the evolution of the band.
I bet 2,000.
A little shy there.
I'm done.
So making the album in 23 days, do you think the album suffered because of that?
No, we're victims of our own demise. Having our own studio,
You see your cards.
we don't care what,
Oh, you got a joker?
yep, 3 10s. First hand I won all night. We're guilty of staying in the studio too long with every record and sitting there fiddling with it to the day that it's in the stores.
Maybe 2,000.
And with this record, we had to let go.
1,000.
Somebody give David some chips. He's out of them.
There's that.
I'll have my accountant call your accountant, okay?
So Richie's talents are all over this album, so how did it help you?
This is Richie's record. This record's all about Richie. And his musical prowess, we've always realized, but the world should see. When he would pick up any instrument with rusty strings, he could make a noise out of it. And it amused and amazed every day, because we would make sounds that, you know, I just sat behind a control board, nodded a lot, while he is the essence of what this record is.
So who wants this pot?
Not me.
You got it straight. You win.
Oh, there you go. Right on.
So what kind of instruments were used on this album that weren't used before?
Oh, there's many. Belzukis and mandocellos and different things, yeah. Crazy stuff.
Accordions and harps and
Yeah.
things that, you know, we'd never even thought about with records before. Anything that was available to us, we would try. $2,000
Let me
each.
get 3.
So did you have to learn to use these instruments?
Yeah. You know, you'd strum on a string and figure out a tuning, and the way the chord progressions went, it was very exciting because we were up to the challenge, and it says a lot for the songs. When you write a body of work that people have been in tune with for a number of years,